Hi everybody, it's Oksana and this is going to be my January favorites. I actually don't have a ton of things to talk about like I typically do. It was kind of a struggle for me to figure out which products to tell you about because I feel like, I don't know, first of all, January just like flew by so quickly. And second of all, I've been using kind of the same things more or less. There's a few products at the tail end of the month that I, kind of really liked. So I am going to mention them even though they're technically not something that I've used for the whole entire month. Some of them are like the last half of the month, roughly. So I figure it still counts. It's better than just telling you about like two things. So first of all, things that I have been loving the whole month. And also these two things are not as natural as makeup that I typically talk about because they contain phenoxyethanol. That's kind of the one questionable ingredient in these for me, but if you've watched any of my past videos, you know I've done a lot on the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, which are these, not these down here, but these 6 up top, as well as the ColourPop eyeshadows. So these are my favorites. I know I mentioned them a lot, so I don't want to, kind of talk too much about them, but my favorite one is Magic Act, I think. Yes, which is the gold one from the Makeup Geek, and Mesmerized, which is a deep, almost like a taupey purple shade. And I just like these because they're so shiny, they're so metallic. I have a really quick and easy look. See how creamy that glided on? It's like butter. I have a look tutorial with these if you're curious. I wore them, I think in my last favorites video, I was wearing a look with both of those eyeshadows and I got requests to do a tutorial on that look, so I did. So those are just fabulous. I wear them with the primer and I have no creasing, but I heard that without a primer they crease a lot. And then the ColourPop, my favorite 2 colors are, let's see, Truth, which is this beautiful kind of pearly, almost like my lids, but better. Let's see how good I can swatch this for you, but just a shimmery, not shimmery, I'm sorry, pearly beige. That's actually what I like about it, is that it's not shimmery. It's just kind of pearly, but there's no glitter or shimmer in there. Very awesome for an everyday look. Just throw it on your lids and they'll just look a little glossy, a little brightened, but it's not really in your face like you're wearing eyeshadow, so that's amazing. When I do kind of minimal makeup, what I like to do is wear that all over, and then this color Tink, which is kind of like a charcoal gray, but it looks like it has maybe hints of teal to it. I don't know, that's what it looks like to me. I use an angled eyeliner brush and I just smudge it out just a little bit on like the outer part, like the outer half of my lash line, just to darken it up because I typically don't do mascara on like no makeup days or low makeup days. So it just kind of darkens it up a little bit so it doesn't look like I don't have any eyelashes at all. And it just, I don't know, it still looks kind of soft and blended out. I have a few more of these darker colors. This one's matte, by the way, that I think make great eyeliners because once these dry, they really stay on. And I can use them as bases for other eyeshadow looks as well without needing to wear an eyeshadow primer. So this can be like an eyeshadow and base in one, which is nice if you're running out the door and just want to throw something on real quick. You can do like this color to brighten up your eyes and you don't have to worry about, putting a primer on first and all that stuff. So those are some eyeshadow favorites. And then this powder, I recently got, this I've been using for about half of the month, I think, the second half of the month roughly. And this is the Color Tones Triage Baked Mineral Corrector. Now, you have heard me talk about their Baked Mineral Foundation a ton because I love it so, so much. And from the same store, I got this from Makeup Artist Choice. It was $30-ish, maybe $32. I don't remember the exact price, but somewhere in the $30 range. And I was actually thinking about repurchasing my Baked Foundation originally, and then I saw this and I thought maybe this will work better because as much as I love that foundation and rave about it, you've also heard me say that it's just a tiny bit too dark. and I usually use it sheerly just to set other makeup so it's not, you know, too noticeable that it's too dark, but I thought maybe this will be better because it's light and it's probably translucent. Maybe it'll give me that same effect. And I do have it on today all over my face. It's kind of what it looks like. If you see that it's looking, you know, kind of mattified, I think that's the effect that this gives. So I actually at first was like, oh bummer, it doesn't give me that same, you know, beautiful, natural, like a little bit of glow, but not too much glow that it looks fake kind of finish, because this is more of a matte finish to it. So at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but then I realized that after like 15 minutes it doesn't look super matte anymore. It just kind of looks natural, and maybe it's not particularly glowy, but it still gives you that kind of airbrush soft focus effect that I really like. And supposedly it's color correcting as well because it's got all these different colors to it. So if I just swirl it all together with my finger, sorry, this is like eyeshadow on there, but see, it just looks white. And then if I swatch it, if you just blend it out, it's translucent. You don't really see it. However, it can have a little bit of a white cast to it. So if you know, have a darker skin tone, or if you apply this, you know, too much of this, it might give you a white cast. And I think that it's technically made to wear under foundation, as most color correctors are, and not as a setting powder, which is what I'm doing with it. But I actually really, really like it, and I think it works great as a setting powder on me. So this has been a favorite ever since I purchased it. And the next item is a yellow concealer from Sappho Cosmetics. Here's what it looks like. It's just yellow. It's actually pretty yellow. And I really, really like this. I've had it for a while. You've seen me do a video on it, possibly when I first got it, this and the foundation and just a bunch of their products together. And what I like this for is that it is really good. I'm wearing it today underneath my eyes, by the way. It's really good at neutralizing, you know, darkness. I think because of the color, because it's so yellow. I know sometimes people like the orangey peachy shades, and then some people like the yellow. This actually works really good for me for my under eye circles. And it just really brightens things up, and I can use a little bit of it and kind of just sheer it out, which makes it less likely to crease and less likely to be noticeable underneath my eyes. Like I usually like to build up concealers and really build up coverage. I mean, I do really still love my Beauty Without Cruelty under eye concealer. That's kind of my go-to for like full makeup. But for less makeup, this became my new go-to because I can apply less of it and, you know, kind of sheer it out, but it still really brightens up the under eye area because of the color correcting properties. So it's really, really nice. And again, here's what it looks like, this cute little jar. And then this has been something that has been like the end of the month favorite, but I really want to tell you about it even though I haven't used it for super long time. And this is the Velvet Matte Lipstick from Silk Naturals, and I'm a little bit behind on recording my videos and all the things that I need to record my videos on. So their Valentine's collection is something that I picked up a few things from that I still need to record, but I definitely want to tell you about this lipstick because it is amazing. So here is what the color Canoodle looks like. They have quite a few colors, and I am wearing it on my lips today. I am really digging the matte finish, the matte look. I don't really know of too many, or of any actually, all natural matte lipsticks. So this is really wonderful. It doesn't feel drying, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It's still pretty creamy when you apply it, but it just looks matte. And I really hope that they come out with more of these because I think it's an awesome formula. I would love to see some lighter colors, like maybe this, but lighter for the spring and summer. And this color is like a nude, plummy, rosy pink. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but on me, it just looks kind of, it actually is a pretty good match to the Zen lip liner from Honeybee Gardens, which I did use just to outline my lips. I didn't fill them in or anything, and I think that they go together really well, and they're almost like a match for each other. So the Zen is just a touch more brown. This is just a touch more pink, but just really awesome. This, you know, is my favorite color of the ones that I tried, but just a really awesome formula too. So do check out their Valentine's Day collection and check out the Velvet Matte lipsticks. So that is actually it for makeup-y things. Like I said, I don't have a lot, but I do have some food things. So first food thing is black bean brownies, which sounds so strange, and when I first read it I really wasn't sure how these were, when I read the recipe, how these were going to turn out, and I love them. So I will leave the link down below, but it is Minimalist Baker is the blog that I saw the recipe posted on, and they are actually technically vegan because it says to use flax eggs, which I have never had the experience of doing. I think you just mix together flax seeds and water, but I don't think I had any on hand, so I just used regular eggs, and that's how I've been making these. But they technically, you know, can be made and actually are, you know, designed to be made vegan, and they are completely gluten-free and just flourless, which I think is awesome because black beans are the bulk of these brownies. It's pretty much black beans and cacao powder, and they are just, they're good. They're like real brownies. I thought they were going to be so weird, and they're really not. And I even gave it to my husband to try, and he is like really picky and, you know, is not really as enthused about all these natural weird things as I, you know, am. So I was like, does it taste like a normal brownie? And he's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's pretty good. It tastes fine. And I was like, does it taste like beans at all? It's made out of beans. And he's like, no, I never would have guessed. So it's really good. My kids love them. The only thing is they are a little crumbly. So if you want them to be a little less crumbly, what I've been doing, and I really love them this way, is I've been breaking them up. You bake them in little muffin, like a muffin, either cups or just a container that you bake muffins in. What is that called? You know, like a cookie sheet, but with holes for the muffins. And by the way, I posted these on Instagram too, if you want to see what mine came out like. So, you know, they come out to be, you know, like this shape and size, and I break them up usually in like 4 pieces, and I freeze them, because if you freeze the whole thing, then it's just like a rock, but if it's a smaller piece, then it's a little easier to eat and bite into. So I break them up and I freeze them, and then I eat them that way, and they're not crumbly. This like makes less mess for my kids too, because I can eat them without them falling apart, because I mean, I'm an adult and I can be careful, but if you give it to a kid, then it's just going to be crumbs everywhere. So sorry, I think I have hair. They're really good, and I put walnuts in them, and I'm sure you can add all sorts of things to it, but I've only ever made them with walnuts. And yeah, that's it. Really good. Check it out. And then the other thing, and I do have a video coming on this, is I've been trying to eat a lot more veggies, and that's something that is, I don't know, I always feel like I can eat more veggies. You know, I'm sure most people probably feel that way. So one thing that I've been trying to incorporate into my diet is avocado, because I don't really eat that much avocado. It's really great for you, has a lot of healthy, you know, nourishing fats in it, and eating just salad can get boring. I mean, I have put avocado in my salad before. I don't necessarily love avocado. So what I did is I took in my blender, my NutriBullet, you can use a Magic Bullet blender, I've used both, an avocado, a banana, and then I do half. The first time around I did a lemon. I also tried a lime, but then I went back to using lemon because I like it better. And you can just juice the lemon or the lime, but I've been, you know, just cutting it in half and removing the peel and just putting, you know, the whole thing in there to get the flesh of it as well, since I'm sure there's good things for you in that as well. And it, the lime was like a tiny bit bitter, as sometimes limes can be. I think especially if you're not juicing it and you're putting, you know, the whole thing in. So if you use limes, I would recommend juicing them, or if you want to use, you know, the whole thing, then I recommend using a lemon for the best flavor outcome. And I actually have a video that I already taped that I just haven't had a chance to edit that will be coming on this recipe, a demonstration of this. And then you just blend everything together, and it's a really nice kind of light whipped, airy consistency, like not as heavy as a pudding, almost like a mousse, but without like the bubbles that mousse has in it. and it's just really nice. It tastes like key lime pie, and it kind of looks like the filling of a key lime pie, and it's really delicious. I feel like I don't need any additional sweetener to it, and it's actually a really good treat. So a great way to incorporate avocado in your diet and also have it be a yummy treat, like a yummy dessert. So I really like that. I've been doing that this month as well, and my kids like it too. My daughter really likes it. My son thinks it's sour. He like eat it, but then he makes this like funny face because it's a little sour. So that's it for my favorites. I guess I can do a little preview for you guys of what's coming in the future in terms of videos. I have a ton of videos pre-recorded that I need to edit. So that recipe video will be coming. I have another video of kind of my kitchen where I talk about what I use to cook to, you know, ensure the safety of my food, because you've heard me talk about, you know, healthy, natural, organic food, but what about the chemicals that we're adding to it when we're cooking, like the Teflon, and, you know, microwaving in plastic is like the worst thing you can do for chemicals leaching into your food. So kind of how I cook things safely. I will talk about that. That's coming up, a full review and demo. Haven't recorded it yet, but I will, of this powder that I just showed you, as well as a foundation that I'm wearing right now, which is the Nvey Eco Moisture Rich Foundation. I just recorded that demo, which will be coming soon. That's a nice new foundation that I've tried. I have quite a few foundations that I got samples of. The Zuzu Luxe liquid foundation I will be doing a review on as well. The cream foundation from 100% Pure, the review on that will be coming. I recorded that already. And let's see what else. Honeybee Gardens, I'm about to record a video on this little palette from them, and I'm wearing these two colors today on my eyes. I will be doing a video of the Velvet Mattes and just kind of all the things that I got from the Valentine's Day collection from Silk Naturals. So that's a lot of videos. That's for like the next 2 weeks for you guys. So yeah, that's about it, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.